Hello, welcome to yoga. So what I would like to bring into this little video today, into this sequence, is a beginning of the sacral chakra. And so only if you wish. I will bring in the ideas and the intentions a touch in case you want to use them within your practice. And so your sacral chakra is located down low, okay, so right below your navel, or if you're in the back, it would be the lumbar spine. And so it's just one notch above the root chakra, which is still important to center down. But your sacral chakra, some of the intentions that if you want, you could bring into your practice would be things such as creativity. So if you want to touch into your creative side, you want to remember your artistic side, if you have that. Or just for me, it's always like trying my best to find creativity and bring it into my heart a little more. Other words that balance this one out are passion, pleasure, joy, all that good stuff. Okay, so if you're feeling that and you want to bring it into your practice, that's awesome. What I really want to emphasize, though, for the sacral chakra is the reality of emotions. And emotions are not just all happy, joy, good stuff, right? The reality of our emotions is that they are all of them. They are anger, they are sadness, frustration, happy, and joy, all of that good stuff. And it's all a part of us. You don't have to block some out and allow others in. They are all allowed. It's a matter of being open and noticing and being okay. Being okay with when you're angry. Why are you angry? You have a right. It doesn't mean that you have to be mean or hurt someone else. I think in that way is when someone is kind of closing themselves off to their anger. They're not seeing it. And so they take it out on someone else, right? So instead, just being with it, recognizing that something upsets you, something makes you sad. And then realizing also the flow of life and the rise and fall, the roller coaster of emotions that is truly there all the time, the roller coaster of life, if you wish. Okay, if you don't want to say emotions, just life in general, you know, what you feel. So yes, see if you want to tap into that, let your yoga practice allow you to move through any and every emotion. Now to sweeten it and simplify it for some of you, if you really want, definitely the sacral chakra is about the hips is a good way to get into it. Getting into stretching the hips and into the lower core area. So if you want a physical connection to this one, I will definitely be working with that today. Okay? So the things you might need, I'm keeping it really simple. I have my 2 yoga mats. I have padding for my knees. And so we'll be on our knees a little bit for padding. We'll be doing lots of lunges. So expect that. And so I'm not going to teach a lot of modifications. I want you to feel okay with yourself to switch things if you need. So if you want some yoga blocks, if you tend to have that when you come into lunges and you want something to touch into to bring you up just a little bit, yoga blocks would be awesome. Okay, so along the way, don't let what I offer you frustrate you. Just change it and modify it whenever you need, okay? So yeah. All right, so that was a long enough introduction. Let me get us moving. Oh, the color. That's super important. The color of the sacral chakra is orange. Not always a color I think like, oh, orange, but then I remember the orange of a sunset or the orange of a wild lily in the sun. Have you seen those? Those are so pretty around Humboldt County. So I pictured that. And I pulled out my beautiful orange shirt. I think it looks pretty good on me. All right, so let's lay back and begin the hips. So a nice way to start is on our back to kind of just open up the hip area. So you settle back, maybe have both knees bent for a moment. Take a deep breath. So I'm going to start by bringing in my right knee, hugging that in towards my body with my hands. And the left leg could extend long for this little part here. It could stretch long, so you're stretching between your 2 hips. And then my left hand comes to my left hip and kind of pretends to hold it in place. It actually really works for me. I feel it. My right hand hooks over the top and I open that right knee out and down towards the ground and your eyesight stays up. And just take a moment to open through your hips. And then bringing it up, centering it out. My left leg will bend. I'll put the foot solid on the ground, so grounding. Holding behind the leg, I begin to straighten and bend into that leg. Breathing into that. So along the way, whatever I offer, feel like you can step into your own creativity, that you can change up what I'm offering it and make it work for you. So now pushing it straighter, I'm going to move up into the ankle and the foot, and you begin to paint with your toes. So you paint anything you want. You could spell words, you could paint circles, just moving that foot and ankle around. So take a little extra time with this one. And then relax the foot and we'll come into our hip joint now, and so I start to move it around. So I want to feel that my left leg is really strong down to the ground before I do the big movement. And it's called drop and pull, really simple name, again, is how I do things. Drop and pull the leg. Sweep the leg down and up, waking up that hip joint, saying hello to it. And last one on this leg, bend it. Switch sides, pull your left knee in. Take the right leg, long hand to that hip, holding it in place. And your left hand can hook over and open that leg out and down to the ground. Eyesight is up. Take a moment here. This one always feels really awesome to me. All right, bringing that leg back up. I bend the right knee, hold behind the left leg, and begin to straighten and bend through that leg. Deep breath into that movement. Noticing what you're doing. And then you move up into your ankle and foot, and you begin to practice painting with your toes. You could try doing a word with your foot, spelling something out, spelling your name, your intention, or just doing some spirals. I always like the spirals. Relaxing the foot, begin to move into your hip. Notice your right leg, that it's pressing down, that the foot is holding strong to the ground. And then you're ready to release that left leg. Just drop and pull a few times. The knee can be bent or straighter, depends on what you're feeling on this day. Awesome. So last one, now pull both knees in to your body. And to come up to seated, we're going to roll on the spine. And I'm going to offer an idea of rolling maybe 2 or 3 times. And this is bringing in a little joy of childhood, possibly, where you just play with rolling. Okay, so you can come up, you could balance a moment, and then roll back. So I'm going to do 3 or 4. And I'll meet you in butterfly whenever you're done with these. Depends on what padding you have under your spine. How nice these feel. Mine feels really good right now. So I'm going to come on up and meet you in butterfly. Take just a moment there, just a moment. If you need longer, you go for it. Let me think about what's next. Ah, yes. So we're going to start warming up the spine, and then lunges are going to come into the mix. You'll see me turning sideways a lot today, sometimes towards you. You just position your body however you need. So creating now a tabletop of the body. Looking down at the fingers, that they're spread. You begin to move into your spine. So you're going to feel down into that sacral area if you wish, the release of that, and then drawing it up. You can imagine the beautiful orange color. If you want, just let that warm your body. Wake it up. So releasing down. And curling up. Continue with that 1 or 2 more times. So for the first set of low lunges, I'm going to turn towards you. And this is where you might think about padding for your knees, or do you want yoga blocks to help lift you up a little bit. So So I'm going to bring my right leg, your right leg through. I start to forget which is my right leg, but anyway, no matter. So, right here, you feel that extension between the two. And we're just going to start to warm up the hips here. Inhale, exhale, draw it back. So only if this feels really good, you just kind of start to move into it. Get back into the hamstring and forward. We'll do one more time like that. So now coming forward into your low lunge. How's your knees? Are padded enough? I'm going to lift up. So here I'm going to use my leg and push myself tall and draw the little area right here, that sacral chakra area. Draw it in with strength, and this will open up that hip. Good. Let the arms relax, shoulders back a little bit. You're very proud of your low lunge. And sweep your arms up to the sky. Relax the shoulders down. So I want to play with interlacing the fingers, and then if it works, you turn the palms up and reach that for the sky. And then do a little side bend. It would be to your right. Strong through your feet. And then back to the center, you're going to do a big circle. Inhale, exhale around. One more now, full circle this time. Inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. Bring that down. Take this leg back. And switch to your second side. Strong through the core will help you to lift that knee and bring it far enough forward. But if it didn't come, you just take a moment, you hook it, set it where you want. Drawing it forward and back with your breath, your beautiful breath. Close your eyes sometimes, let your body move freely. Loosen up through your hips, through your legs. Nice. Now coming forward, again, same thing. You bring your hand up to the thigh and you use that to press your way up. Strong through. And then you feel that strength of core, you draw it in. Open the arms, take a breath here a moment. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Connect the shoulders in. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms up, and the little side bend might go to your left this time. Good, inhale up. Exhale, circle it back. And then one more big circle. Inhale, and exhale. Nice, come on down. All right, I'm going to do one downward dog that's facing you. The rest will be turned sideways. Okay, so for this downward dog, you're going to have your knees wide. So you see how wide my knees are? And I'm going to practice having the bent knees a bit to turn my hips up more. Okay, so if you need to watch, feel free. I want to practice connecting the shoulders in, but you can just join me if you like. Bow your head through, shoulders down the back, and see if you can get your hips to turn up to the ceiling. Deep breath here. Perfect. Knees come down. You can stay whatever direction you want. I'm going to turn my body sideways. Coming into tabletop, you start to move your spine again like we did earlier. Inhale and exhale. So feel the strength of that lower sacral area, that strong core strength, drawing your body up. Warming your body. Nice. We're going to bring a lunge through. So I bring my knees closer and I contract up and bring your right leg through, but the back knee lifts, getting ready for crescent lunge. Strong through the feet. Begin to lift up and balance between front and back. Inhale the arms up. Reach for the sky. And then a big circle again with the arms like we did earlier. One more time, inhale. And exhale, lower it down. Good. Strong tug through the core and take that leg back. And switch. So again, I pull the abdominals up And bring your second leg through. Lifting up. Balancing between the two legs. Lifting up, practicing your crescent lunge, reaching for the sky. Inhale up, exhale the arms around. One more time. Awesome. Come on down. And then tuck and take that leg back. Good. So now I'm going to move into a downward dog that is a three-legged downward dog, and use that to open the hips really good on each side. So you have to play with it. You have to let your creativity kind of flow through that open hip one. Now, if you're not sure what I'm doing, feel free to watch this one for a moment and then join me. So setting up my downward dog. Bowing my head through. Just feeling that for a moment. Practice maybe a knee bend to turn the hips up, whatever you need. I'm going to do my left leg first, whatever leg you want. I'm going to lift it up and practice opening the hip towards you. And now what you might do is bend your knee. And you could even paint circles with your knee. So you could start to move it around and really try to loosen up. So you just kind of freestyle this. What do you like to do with a three-legged downward dog? And then when you're done with that, you center the hips and you practice bringing that leg between your hands. Whew. And you balance there. And now a little freestyle movement here. I'm going to bring it down and draw it back. And just moving through the hips here. And then after loosening that up, I bring the hand to the inside of that and open into my favorite open twist. Reaching the fingers to the sky. Deep breath. Inhale up into those fingers and exhale, dive that arm back down. Ready for your downward dog? Inhale here, exhale, downward dog. Take a moment there. When you're ready for your second side, you would lift your second leg up, whatever that is for you. Try to keep your shoulders balanced. That's the little tricky part. And then open up your hip down there. Open up the leg to the side. Maybe bend the knee. Maybe practice some circles or any kind of freestyle movement here. Just to open up through your beautiful hips. Just kind of celebrating that area. And then balance it out. And practice bringing that leg between your hands. And making sure it's come through far enough. So taking the moments to do that. Remember, modifying, changing, making it yours, whatever you need. So I'm going to move it forward and back now. And then lowering into the lunge, hand comes to the inside. And I open to the sky. Deep breath, kind of wiggle those fingers a little bit up there. Okay, and then bring it down. All right, here's where we're going to practice our one little flow moment. So downward dog it. We're going to go into plank, lower, cobra, and back to downward dog if you wish. So when you're ready, bring it forward into the plank of your choice, of course. Strong through the body, nice and long. And then lowering down to the ground. Little chest come before hips a little bit. Setting up for your cobra, your little back bend. Inhaling up, and then exhaling back to downward dog. And then walk your feet to your hands, one little step at a time. Bend your knees, relax through the arms, and roll your way up. So now a couple of standing poses. And ideally what I really want is use the ground. So I'm going to slide that forward. You can use your mat, whatever you got, it's just perfect. So start off with a wide stance. Knees are bent. Your hands either come to your waist or to your thighs. And you move into a circle one direction. So coming down into your hamstrings. And then take that the other way. Deep breath as you go. So we're going to move into our forward bend. So I like to have my knees a little bit bent when I'm first moving into it. Inhale up. Exhale first to your thighs. Reach your spine long, knowing that this is awesome. You could stay with this beautiful, strong forward bend. If your body wants to hang, if it feels good hanging, go for it. Letting go of your head and neck, bowing down. Allow it to hang, and then rock your hips just a little bit, keeping your head down. Rocking your hips a little bit side to side. Now centering it out, let's suggest one more thing here. Come to your fingertips, lift your body up a little bit. This could also be up on an awesome block. Bring your right hand to the center, and you're going to lift your left arm up to the sky. Take a deep breath in this twist. Lengthen through your spine. And then bring that down, and let's try out the other side. Knees bent. Inhale, open. To your fingers, exhale it down. Knees bent. Roll your way up. Roll your way up. All the way up to standing. Okay. So I got one more pose I want to do. So it's your balancing dancer pose. Dancer pose is a very expressive, heart-opening pose. So perfect one to bring in at this moment. So you pick the foot that you're going to balance on, and you start to feel that rooting down, grounding into the earth. Okay? You might find a point on the floor that's not moving, and stare at it. So it depends if you feel like you need that extra focus. So bringing one leg up into your hands, you're going to start to move into your dancer. What I like to do is bring my hand either to your heart, or I might right now bring it down lower to the sacral area. And then moving out from there, letting myself express, open, deep breath here. Sometimes I like to take the arm and kind of open it out to the side. Deep breath. You got this. If your balance is tippy, if you're swaying around, just ride the wave of life. Be patient. It's all good. Just smile, fall down for a moment, and then try it again. So I'm moving to the second side. Feeling the foot on the ground. So yeah, yours does not have to look anything like mine or like anybody else's. Maybe you just enjoyed feeling that balance for a moment. You could lift the foot up into your hand if you want. And if it's just like tipping all over, you could just be smiling, you could touch into a wall, you could just ride it. I have enjoyed over the last bunch of years the practice I've done in foot strength and ankle strength. And so it's really nice when I go into a balance. I can feel that kick in. I can feel my feet, my arches, my ankles. But sometimes, dancer. Nice. And then bring it back in. And down. And I want to finish off seated. So we're almost there. I'm just going to a seat with you. I feel like we have time for one last beautiful hip stretch. You could roll it to your back if you want to, but I'm just going to do a little figure 4 on each side, lifting up, opening up that outer hip. From wherever you are, laying down or seated, you switch legs. Open up the second side. Deep breath. That is one thing that I did discover in yoga in more recent years, I'd say in the last 10 years. It became a place for me to put my emotions, my confusing emotions. When I was at the end of my marriage, and I was confused and lost, yoga. When I divorced, figuring that one out, yoga. I kept going there. I'm like, what's going on? This is like a new piece of yoga that I never knew about. It's kind of a place that I can move and breathe and be okay with all the different things. Meditation sometimes is harder. Harder to sit still with your emotions. So I'm just going to take a moment here at the end to bring the palms together, touch into your heart, your chest, your breath, bow into that. So my heart to your heart, namaste.